February 7th, Wednesday of the 5th week in Ordinary Time. A reading from the first book of Kings, chapter 10, verses from 1 to 10. Now, when the Queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to test him with hard questions. She came to Jerusalem with a very great retinue, with camels bearing spices, and very much gold and precious stones. And when she came to Solomon, she told him all that was on her mind. And Solomon answered all her questions. There was nothing hidden from the king that he could not explain to her. And when the Queen of Sheba had seen all the wisdom of Solomon, the house that he had built, 5, the food of his table, the seating of his officials, and the attendance of his servants, their clothing, his cupbearers, and his burnt offerings that he offered at the house of the Lord, there was no more breath in her. And she said to the king, "The report was true that I heard in my own land of your words and of your wisdom. But I did not believe the reports until I came and my own eyes had seen it. And behold, the half was not told me. Your wisdom and prosperity surpass the report that I heard." 8. Happy are your men, happy are your servants, who continually stand before you and hear your wisdom. Blessed be the Lord, your God, who has delighted in you and set you on the throne of Israel. Because the Lord loved Israel forever, he has made you king, that you may execute justice and righteousness. Then she gave the king 120 talents of gold, and a very great quantity of spices and precious stones. Never again came such an abundance of spices as these that the Queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Responsorial Psalm. Psalms 37, 5 to 6, 30 to 31, 39 to 40. The mouth of the just man utters wisdom. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will act and make your uprightness shine like the light, the justice of your cause like the noonday sun. The mouth of the just man utters wisdom. The mouth of the just man utters wisdom, and his tongue tells forth what is just. The law of his God is in his heart. His steps shall be saved from stumbling. The mouth of the just man utters wisdom. But from the Lord comes the salvation of the just, their stronghold in time of distress. The Lord helps them and rescues them, rescues and saves them from the wicked, because they take refuge in him. The mouth of the just man utters wisdom. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. Chapter 7, verses from 14 to 23. And he called the people to him again and said to them, "Hear me, all of you, and understand. There is nothing outside a person that by going into him can defile him, but the things that come out of a person are what defile him." And when he had entered the house and left the people, his disciples asked him about the parable. And he said to them, "Then are you also without understanding? Do you not see that whatever goes into a person from outside cannot defile him, since it enters not his heart, but his stomach, and is expelled?" Thus he declared all foods clean. And he said, "What comes out of a person is what defiles him. For from within, out of the heart of man, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, coveting, wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within, and they defile a person." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Dear friends in Jesus Christ, there is nothing outside a person that, by going into him, can defile him, but the things that come out of a person are what can defile him. By saying so, in the Gospel reading, Jesus gives us a new understanding about the direction of defilement. Jesus, who says that those which come from outside reach one's body, while those which come from inside come from one's heart, puts forward two contrasts: body-heart, from outside in, from inside out. According to the Hebrew and Aramaic understanding of Jesus' time, a human person has three elements: body, heart, and soul. Heart could be rendered as mind as well. Body is the external tactile matter. Heart is not a mere internal organ that purifies blood, but the seat of feelings and emotions. Soul is the life breath or the spirit. This was believed to dwell in one's throat. Modern psychology says that the feelings and emotions that emerge from our heart, mind, are responses to the stimuli that we receive from the external world through our five senses. Perceptions are the primary sources of responses. However, we need to remember that though information comes through sensory organs, it is the heart, mind, that processes, analyses, and responds. Jesus' teaching on the external-internal emerges in the context of his teaching on God's commandment, tradition of elders. The Pharisees and the scribes were careful about the defilement that comes from without, and conveniently ignored the defilement that comes from within. What are the lessons from Jesus? 1. The new understanding of the direction of defilement. The direction of defilement is from inside out. 2. The defilement that is caused by external factors, such as food and place, will become pure when we bathe ourselves. But defilement of the heart can be rendered correct only when there is conversion or transformation of the heart. 3. The thoughts, feelings, and emotions that emerge from within become external acts such as sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, coveting, wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride, and foolishness. Therefore, we must be careful about these.